Hey, this is Liz, and you're listening to the SouthCack Syndicate Podcast.
With Hugh, where I was, at the time, I was literally built this company in the basement.
That's right.
With a good friend of mine. He and I partnered on this business, and literally in the basement with the screen printing stuff.
Yeah.
And we did all that stuff. And at the time, to promote it, I didn't have like big dollars to go do stuff. I literally printed the shirts. I'd make a list of boutiques I thought were cool that might carry it, or music festivals I could set up a booth in or whatever.
Right.
And I just threw it in the back of my Yukon and drove across the country.
Took off.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because when I found Hugh Ware, Twitter, I don't even know, Instagram wasn't even around then, I don't think. Facebook, saw an ad, whatever. I really dug the stuff. You would never know that what he just said was true.
Yeah.
And I love telling this story because I'm like, man, that's a big company. They make the coolest stuff.
Well, the part I
ever.
remember from that is he was like, dude, I emailed him and the guy that owned it hit me back.
That's exactly right. It's the best story
it's still me.
because I put
Still doing that.
I put my order in, and a week goes by, and it's like, hey, Mr. Ketterman, sorry, we are currently out of stock. I'd like to switch you with this, or if you want to wait here, and we can get this to you in a couple more weeks, and blah, 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 blah. And then the signature was Hugh Nicolason, President, CEO, Patriot.
Yeah. You're like,
I'll never forget that.
That's my
and I was
brother
like,
from another mother right there.
oh my gosh. And so if you have any questions, call me or something. And I think we emailed back and forth for a little bit. But in my mind, I didn't know that he was in his basement driving around the country in the back of a Yukon doing trunk shows.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how
I'm
everybody-
seeing the owner / CEO / Patriot reach out, have enough consideration to reach out to his customer base.
Don't you think that's
Awesome.
every business though has those moments that nobody sees? I think that absolutely happens everywhere, and a lot of people that are trying to start something.
That's right.
Don't realize all they see is Hugh Ware after it was done, right? At the CMA Fest with the tent.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't see him driving around in the Yukon hitting, boutiques up and trying.
Yeah.
Nobody sees
got told
that.
no a million times. In fact, a funny story about that is, and bringing Los Angeles back around, was I had some stuff with me, and if I was anywhere, I'd kind of look up wherever I was traveling, and I would just look up places to go. Anyway, I went to this, what I thought was a really cool boutique in Los Angeles, and so I sort of told her the story, like I said earlier, that when I was younger, I'd come to Los Angeles, and she's like, "Oh yeah, we'll bring some stuff in." So I did, and my cousin Tate was with me. And
Tate.
Yeah, my cousin Tate, and
That's a whole episode in itself.
for sure,
Just Tate.
For sure. Okay, Tate. Nope.
Go ahead.
So I went out to my car or the Yukon or whatever, and I brought some stuff in. And when I launched Hugh Ware, I actually had like about maybe three different series of like stuff that like, okay, cool. There was like the Old West Gunslinger, which I've always sort of been drawn to. It's, kind of a thing for me. And then there was like a nature one, and there was more like outdoorsy, and then there was another one that we tried. We didn't know what we were doing, but trying to tap into the ladies market.
Right.
And for somehow the Gunslinger one is the one that just hit a home run right away. And so I was like, okay, that's
You
what I'm
know
gonna
why
run.
though?
I have no idea.
No, I know why, or at least I have an idea, because it was you.
Well, okay, yeah.
So I have this thing. I'm like, if you stay true to yourself, and I tell Jared this all the time. We talk about this all the time. I'm like, if you stay true to yourself, listen, people can sense bullshit nowadays. Like if you're trying to sell them something you don't believe in, good luck. And I think that's why it fit you. The Gunslinger thing fit you so well that you could see it.
Oh, it actually made it really, really easy. For sure.
Right. Versus you trying to get in a market you didn't care nothing about.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, so I brought some shirts out, and because the Gunslinger stuff was going so good, that's what I brought in. Looking at some stuff that they had in there, and I put it down, and she felt the quality of the T-shirt, and she was looking at the designs, and she spent a lot of time. She was just quiet, and I just let her do her thing, and she was Asian, so her English was a little broken, but pretty clear. And I'll never forget, and Tate and I bring it up, text each other nowadays, the same saying that she said, and it took me a moment to get it, but what she said was, "No riwawa." And I didn't understand what she said.
No riwawa.
And then Tate's next to me, and he leans over, he goes, "No revolver." no Riwawa. And one of the best, or one of the two best-selling designs in the Gunslinger series
Right.
was the Triad. It was the three guns in that image.